I'm Joanna, and I have f***ed up shit to say. The US is in the midst of a presidential election, and for many people, this all seems like a crazy circus. And if anybody understands why some people are scared shitless of certain candidates, it's Latin Americans. Wanna know why? Because most of them have seen some fucking crazy presidents. And I don't mean crazy like they have extremist opinions differing from mine. I mean crazy like, I now declare the new Secretary of Defense is this balloon with a smiley face on it.
As your Secretary of Defense, I would like to talk about the deflation.
You're dumb.
Let me preface right now by saying that these crazies have done some seriously horrible things. Embezzling, torture and murder, interviewing with Sean Penn. But what I really want to talk about is the bizarre side of their crazy. The side that makes you wonder, is this real life or are we in North Korea? So here are some crazy Latin American leaders.
How long are you gonna do that?
I just want them to get it.
I think everyone got it, Joanna.
First in from the DR, Rafael Trujillo. This albino ferret in a uniform passed a law that all churches had to display the message, God in the sky, Trujillo on the ground. Trujillo is the devil. But then he changes his mind and orders the sign to instead say, Trujillo on the land, God in the sky. He thought he was above God. The only way you're above God is if you're doing roof work and assisting chapel.
What is that joke?
I have a history major. Let me use it for one thing.
We're super relevant today.
Next, Fidel Castro. Has outlasted 9 US presidents, gets fashion advice from Run DMC, and loves holding on to absolute power almost as much as he likes listening to himself talk.
Oh, sick Fidel burn!
Drop the mic! His longest speech was over 7 hours. Do you know how many things you can do in 7 hours? 7 hours! You can watch the original Star Wars trilogy. You can build an IKEA dresser from scratch. You can bake a lot of turkeys.
A lot of turkeys?
I don't know how long it takes to bake a turkey. Abdallah Hitler Stash Bucaran was elected president of Ecuador with the appropriate nickname, the Madman, because he was a lunatic and a wannabe pop star. This dude traveled with a rock band and did Elvis impersonations before his speeches. Chris, you want to see my Elvis impression?
Sure.
Went to a party at the county jail. I should have stayed there because I embezzled millions of dollars.
Quit digging, you struck oil.
He even held a banquet for Loretta Bobbitt, the woman who chopped her husband's penis off.
Hey, can I get a cocktail weenie? Waiter!
That was good. He was finally impeached for being too crazy after a mere 6 months. But don't worry, because you can still follow him on Twitter where he posts, and I'm not kidding, his favorite Hitler facts. Hugo Chavez, other than running his country into economic ruin, you motherfucker! Chavez has some colorful hobbies. He had his own weekly talk show called Hello President, and he wouldn't talk about boring things like legislation or the suffering of his people. He would tell jokes, dance, play the xylophone as he fired people.
But like, was he good at the xylophone?
Yes. He thought himself the Venezuelan Mr. Rogers if Mr. Rogers had a prison in his basement. He also vowed to ban Halloween because he said it was a US strategy to scare other countries, and he claimed that capitalism killed life on Mars. As in, McDonald's is the reason that aliens aren't a thing. He reminds me of my 6-year-old nephew, in the sense that my 6-year-old nephew is a child. Here are cliff notes on some other crazy f***s. Bolivia's president Melgarejo was so infatuated with his horses he would bring it to parties. And Juan Perón invited Nazi war criminals to hang out in Argentina. They're still there. Noriega sued Activision, makers of Call of Duty, for harming his reputation. Pretty sure the drug smuggling did that alright. So Americans, as you watch this debate and figure out who you're gonna cast your vote for, remember, it ain't crazy till your president claims he can talk to a tiny bird with the voice of a dead man. Then you're So normally I ask you guys to let me know of things I missed, but I think that would involve a little Wikipedia and a lot of tears. So, why don't you let me know what weird stuff you'd do if you were a dictator? Like I would fill a room up with Captain Crunch.
So until next time, I'm Joanna and I've said my piece. Bye, Secretary of State.